Hey guys and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing, what if Ash was betrayed by his friends? Ash Ketchum is betrayed by most of his friends after a grave tragedy. He leaves Pallet Town with Serena and vows to destroy them on his return. But can he? Will he survive and come back stronger? A bit OP Ash and Serena and a lot of battles. Before we start this video, I just wanted to state an obvious. As you know, I changed my intro and with that I also changed my video software to a more suitable video editor. I hope you all like this new change, and with that out of the way, let's begin this what if. Time skip, 4 days, it was the morning of the 7th of May. Yellow was giving the final talk to her Pokemon for her battle against another trainer, May. It was her third battle in the group stage. Having won the previous 2 battles quite easily by the margin 3-0, she was expecting to have a clean sheet this time too. Not just that, she was going to give the so-called Princess of Hoenn the biggest defeat of her life. She knew that May was going to use her Blaziken and Blastoise for sure, as they were her most powerful Pokemon and held their respective Megastones. Thus, she had devised the perfect plan on whom she was going to use for those 2 Pokemon. For the third choice, she had decided to go with one of her oldest friends, who she had no doubt could handle any opponent. It was already 11:15 and she had the match at 12 noon. She started to hurry Red, who was getting ready after his heavy morning practice session with both of their Pokemon since he had his next match in a couple of days. Red had already proceeded to the next round, having won all his first 3 matches by the margin 3-0. After his win against Trip, he beat Kathy with his Swellow, Meganium and Crawdaunt against her Espion, Gastrodon and Mega Metacam. Harold lost his Stoutland, Chestnut and Mega Camerupt to Red's Primeape, Seismitoad and Mega Alakazam yesterday. His next match was against Misty on 9th. He was almost sure of the 3 Pokemon he was going to use. Given that they were going to battle in the water arena, coincidentally, in the last few days, they had been training in the forest. After returning to their training place on Ms. Silver that they had used during their travel through the Johto region, the Pokemon urged the 2 trainers to let them stay at their temporary home for the rest of the tournament. Red and Yellow complied with their request, but not before setting a few ground rules. Red contacted Mutwo through his aura and asked if he could look after their Pokemon at the times when they had to be in the stadium and at night, to which the humanoid Pokemon willingly agreed. Even though they had full faith in their Pokemon, it was always good to have a guardian looking after them. However, Pikachu, Meowth, Greninja and Delphox stayed with their trainers in their suite. After Red was ready, they went to the arena. It was almost time for the battle to begin as Yellow proceeded to the battlefield while Red headed for the stands and took his place in the front row. He knew Yellow would win with a clean sheet. The battle began with the referee and commentator introducing the 2 opponents. The screen on top showed that May would choose her first Pokemon, and with that, the battle began. May decided to go all out from the first round itself. It was not surprising as she was up against the top coordinator of 5 different regions, adding to her status as the Kalos Queen. Blastoise, it's time to shine, May said, but even before Yellow revealed her Pokemon, her actions surprised everyone. We will be together as one, Mega Evolve. Yellow knew this was going to happen but was surprised to see it so soon. Everyone realized that May was going all out in this battle. I see you are not holding back at all, and neither will I, said Yellow as she revealed her Pokemon. Serena, it's our turn to dazzle. Serena appeared from within her magical leaf, a perfect contest-type appearance, which the crowd absolutely adored. Serena was Yellow's first Alola Pokemon. She caught her when the couple went to Alola for vacation after their travels through the Kanto region. They had great synchronization and understood each other perfectly. May was the first to call out the attack. Blastoise, use Hydro Cannon, Serena, Leaf Storm to block it. Yellow called rightly as the Hydro Cannon stopped in its tracks. Now Blastoise use Ice Beam, Serena, protect. A shield formed around Serena that kept the Ice Beam from reaching her. Use Sunny Day. Yellow said calmly, that is enough. Blastoise use Ice Punch. Mega Blastoise had a good speed and was quite powerful. The Ice Punch was sure going to cause a lot of damage to the Grass-type Pokemon. Yet, Yellow did not give any command. Mega Blastoise was about to hit Serena with the super effective Ice Punch, when she smiled and just said one word, attract. Before May could react, the attract had made contact with male Mega Blastoise who was drooling in love with female Serena. May tried her best to command Mega Blastoise to snap out of it, but in vain. That is when she heard Yellow call out the next attack. Serena, finish this with Solar Beam. May tried to call back her Pokemon, but it was too late as the super effective Grass-type move hit it head-on. Mega Blastoise fell on the ground. However, it did not revert back to Blastoise and tried to get up as it snapped out of the attract. Our opponent is a tough one, Serena. You are going to have to do a little bit more. Use Leaf Storm. Blastoise, use Hydro Pump to stop it. Mega Blastoise tried to produce his best Hydro Pump, but the Solar Beam had made him too weak. Eventually, the Leaf Storm overpowered the Hydro Pump and Blastoise was down on the ground. Blastoise is unable to battle. Serena wins. The referee announced. May recalled her Blastoise and thanked him for his help. Serena bowed to the audience gracefully after her win and went to hug Yellow. May was furious with herself and her Pokemon after she thought she had it with the Ice Punch. She now took another Pokeball and sent out her next Pokemon. Venusaur, come on out. Serena, thank you. You battled well. Now have some nice rest. Yellow said as she called out her next Pokemon. I need your help, my old friend. With a deafening roar, out came the fighting/dark-type Pokemon that did not need the Intimidate ability to frighten his opponents. Venusaur don't get intimidated by its size. Use Frenzy Plant. May was feeling restless. It was as if she wanted to finish the battle as soon as possible irrespective of the result. Pangoro, stand your ground and use Arm Thrust to get off the vines. It certainly worked as May grunted, use Sunny Day, Venusaur. Yellow smiled as May called for the status move. She knew what was going to happen next. It was too predictable. Pangoro used Bulk Up, now use Solar Beam, counter with Dark Pulse. Yellow continued as the attacks subsided. Now is your chance, use Fire Punch, Venusaur dodge it. Alas! It was of no use. The Fire Punch was powerful enough to knock out Venusaur. May recalled her Blaziken and went back to the Pokemon Center without even looking at Yellow or bothering to shake hands. She was on the verge of tears, given that she suffered the most humiliating defeat of her life. She was unable to land a single attack on her opponent in the whole match, let alone defeat a Pokemon. The mockery from Yellow when she stupidly used the Thunder Punch added salt to the injury. She did not know why Yellow mocked her. She had also noticed that Red had mocked Trip and Max during and after their battles. She could not contemplate the reason. Red and Yellow had a very good image of helping others and imparting knowledge to every trainer who needed it. It was evident from their other matches in the tournament too. Both were very friendly with their opponents as if battling against a friend. Then why were they acting so rude with their group? What did they have against them? She shook all those thoughts as she heard her friends call her. She had reached the Pokemon Center by then and gave Nurse Joy her Pokemon. Drew and Max were consoling her that she had one more match to go. A win in that would confirm her ticket to the knockouts. Yellow and Red entered at this moment. Yellow deposited her Pokemon to Nurse Joy and they both walked towards their new friends in the cafeteria without even looking at the traders. Everyone in the group was glaring at them, though no one dared to say anything as the couple went out. Time skip, 2 days, it was 6 in the morning. Ash woke up to find Serena sleeping naked peacefully after their activities of the night. He got off from the bed slowly, trying his best not to wake her up. He was almost successful as Serena rolled to his side of the bed to find him missing. What time is it? She grunted in her sleep, it's just 6 o'clock. You sleep for a couple of more hours and then I will wake you up. Now sleep. Ash replied sweetly. Serena had fallen asleep immediately as Ash decided to go for his morning run. He freshened up and called Pikachu and Lucario with him, giving Meowth instructions to take care of Serena, Sylveon and Gardevoir. Lock the door, Meowth, and don't open the door for anyone until I return. If Serena wakes up, then all of you come down to our location. Understood, I got it, boss. Don't you worry. I will take care of everything. Meowth replied. Come on, Pikachu and Lucario. Let us see how the others are doing. Yes, master. Lucario said, I told you not to call me that. Sorry, master, it is not going to happen, boss. Meowth replied, yeah, boss. He is never going to change. Pikachu said, Meowth really had a bad influence on you, Pikachu. You have even started to call me boss. Ash glared at Pikachu and then sighed, sorry boss. Pikachu replied cheekily as Meowth snickered, whatever. Let us go before we wake up Serena. Gardevoir, Sylveon, look after her and don't let Meowth cause any trouble. Sure, Ash. Gardevoir and Sylveon replied. Red went to their location in the forest to see most of their Pokémon already awake. Some of them had even started their respective warm-up exercise. On his arrival, the rest of his and Yellow's Pokémon started their daily exercises. He did not want himself or his Pokémon to get tired, especially the ones he was going to battle with today. Yes, today was his battle against Misty. His first traveling companion when he was known by a different name. Coincidentally, it was in the water arena. How sweet was it going to be? Beating the Queen of Water Pokémon, the youngest sensational sister, in her own backyard and by using water-type Pokémon of his own. Now this sounded like a perfect revenge by proving that they were wrong all along. He just wanted to see the look on the faces of the traitors when he would reveal his original identity and tell his story to the world. He had a feeling something was going to happen tonight. He just shrugged off. Well, there was time for that. For now, he thought it was better to discuss his final strategies with his Pokémon for today. He had already decided whom to use for today's battle. Out of the three, a couple of old friends who had traveled with her in the past. After the strategy session, they went to join the others for a little practice. In the meanwhile, Yellow had arrived at the location along with Gardevoir. Sylveon and Meowth. Yellow had won her final battle yesterday with her fourth straight 3-0 win and comfortably qualified for the next round. May lost to Maxwell, which ended her journey in the tournament. She came up to Red, gave him a long kiss and said, "You came early. Should have called me too, you were sleeping so peacefully, I did not want to wake you up. By the way, you have 2 days until the next round begins, so no need to worry, yeah. I wish I could know who I am battling in the round of 128. The sooner, the better. You will get to know tomorrow in the morning or maybe tonight after the completion of all the matches. I just hope there are no pending matches for tomorrow. Some trainers are going to need a rest day. Scott informed me that there has been absolutely no problem in the tournament so far. I just hope it continues smoothly in the same way. Good to hear that. Let us get back to the training. You take your team for today and practice with them. I will look after the others. Just make sure that Greninja and Delphox are actually practicing. Or Pikachu and Sylveon for that matter. The others are fine. These four seem to elope from the practice every time. You don't see Gardevoir or Lucario doing that. Those four should learn from these two. I am sure Mutwo will take care of that. Sure, Serena. You don't worry, Ash, I have got them under my control. Mutwo intervened. Well then, let's prepare for today's win. Ash called his team for some special drill for today's match. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to one of the final matches of the round-robin stage of the tournament. On one side we have the Queen of Water Pokémon, the youngest sensational sister and the gym leader of the Cerulean Gym of Kanto, Misty. The crowd cheered her as Misty entered the arena on the commentator's announcement. Her opponent today needs no introduction. He is the champion of the 6 regions, the strongest trainer in the world and one of the 9 trainers to have not lost a single Pokémon in this tournament so far. He is our very own Red. The crowd went berserk when Red entered the arena. He was no doubt the favorite to win this tournament. Along with Yellow, the battleground majorly contained water with patches of land at a few places. Both the trainers took their positions as the referee explained the rules. The computer screen showed that Misty would have to send her first Pokémon. So let the battle begin. Here we go. Kingdra, come out to battle. Misty called out her Kingdra. Blastoise, you are up, my friend. Red continued, I am going to show no mercy tonight. Mega Evolve. Misty flinched a little before regaining her composure. Kingdra, use Hydro Pump, take it. The Hydro Pump hit Mega Blastoise head on, but it did not do a thing to him. Use Draco Meteor, Kingdra, withdraw. The Draco Meteor seemed useless when Mega Blastoise used Withdraw. Use Flash Cannon, counter it with Hydro Cannon. The hydro cannon was excessively powerful and went straight towards Kingdra, overpowering the flash cannon, Kingdra, into the water and then used Twister. The Twister was strong and surrounded Mega Blastoise, who did not seem to flinch. Blastoise, Ice Punch on the Twister. As soon as the Ice Punch hit the Twister, it became solid and shattered, with Mega Blastoise making his way out of it. Misty grunted. None of her strategies were working. She had one last attack to rely upon, Kingdra, Outrage. Red smiled. This was all he needed. An attack to make contact. Blastoise, stop it and hold on. Mega Blastoise stopped Kingdra with both his hands and then caught it as Kingdra tried to break free. Let us finish this. Use Dragon Pulse, Red said, try to get out, Kingdra. It was too late. The attack hit Kingdra head-on with a super effective attack and it fainted as Blastoise returned to its original form. Kingdra is unable to battle, Blastoise wins. The referee declared, "What a start from the champion, my dear friends. His Mega Blastoise is a beast. One attack was all it took to end the battle. What more does he have in store? Will Misty be able to make a comeback?" The commentator announced. Misty was still trying to get over the fact that Kingdra lost to just one attack. It had never happened before. However, it was not the time to think about these. She sent out her next Pokemon, Golduck. Let's win this, Blastoise, you did a fine job. Now get some rest. Red recalled him and sent out his next Pokemon. My old friend, I need your assistance. The beautiful blue water/ice type Pokemon took its stance in the water. Golduck, use Confusion, protect. The Confusion could not enter the strong shield. Misty called out a super effective move against her opponent. Now, Focus Blast, Ice Beam to counter. The Focus Blast could not even reach halfway. Multiple Focus Blast, Golduck. Misty called with frustration. She was always hot-headed, Ice Beam on all of them. Red was ready for everything, so was his Pokemon. Use Hydro Pump you too. They cancelled out each other. Use Signal Beam. Red was getting restless now. That's enough. Use Blizzard full power. Freeze it all. Misty had seen this strategy when Red battled against Trip. She had to think quickly though. Golduck, go inside the water. Red grinned evilly. You made a mistake. Lapras, my friend, get on the land and use Thunder into the water. Golduck, get out of there. Golduck tried to break through the ice, but the thunder had already reached the water and hit it. Lapras use Iron Tail to break the ice. As the layer of ice broke, Golduck floated onto the surface with cross eyes. Golduck cannot battle. Lapras is the winner. The referee declared, "Thank you, Golduck. Your efforts will not go in vain." Misty told her Pokemon as she returned it, "You did a good job, Lapras." Lapras licked Red's cheek and smiled happily as Red returned it to its Pokeball. The Queen of Water Pokemon unable to land a single attack in her favorable conditions. What a shame. Still won a battle? He asked Misty mockingly. This angered Misty. This battle is not yet over, as you wish, Miss. The sarcasm in his tone was evident. I need you, Gyarados. Come out to battle. Misty called out her final Pokemon, so predictable. Red said loud enough for Misty to hear and snorted as he called his last Pokemon, Gyarados. I choose you. Misty was surprised to see Red use his Gyarados. It was certainly larger than hers was, but she was determined to win this round even more now. She had to go all out in order to achieve that. Gyarados, we are going to win this. Misty said, pumped up, strong, valiant and powerful, my blue beauty Mega Evolve. So, you want a battle like that? Well then, we will show the true meaning of power. Gyarados, Mega Evolve. Red said, what a sight, ladies and gentlemen. The battle between two Mega Gyarados. This is going to be one amazing match. The commentator announced with excitement, let the battle begin. The referee declared, Gyarados use Hydro Pump. Misty called out the first attack, Hydro Pump. The two attacks collided and were even. That was because Red's Mega Gyarados did not even attack with its 50% power. It simply tried to block the attack from its counterpart. Now use Rain Dance, then go inside the water and use Hurricane. Don't worry Gyarados, take it. The Hurricane was all around Red's Mega Gyarados, who was still calm as ever. It was amazing to see Gyarados this peaceful. It was as calm as an alakazam meditating. Use ice beam and then iron tail to break the combination. Red said as the ice beam froze the water and Mega Gyarados broke it with its powerful iron tail. Gyarados, it is not ready. Use Hyper Beam now. Misty took this chance to push her opponent on the back foot quickly, counter it with Dragon Pulse. Red expected something like this to happen and was ready for it. Now, it was his turn to attack. Knowing that Misty's Mega Gyarados needed time to recharge, Misty had realized that too and commanded her Pokemon, Gyarados, go inside the water to recharge quickly. Blunder. Red smirked looking at Misty. His opponent had actually assisted him. Gyarados come up to the land and use Thunder. Gyarados, no. Misty screamed as the thunder hit the water surface. Her Mega Gyarados had reverted to its original form with spiral eyes. She had lost it so quickly. So much for the queen, Red scoffed. This round goes to Mega Gyarados of Red. He has won the match 3-0. The referee declared. Misty called her Gyarados into her Pokeball and ran out the arena with tears in her eyes. She was the queen of water Pokemon and yet was unable to land a single attack on her opponent. She had never been beaten like this before. It was ruthless. Red, on the other hand, had won yet another battle without losing a single Pokemon. He was through to the next round without even breaking a sweat. Misty was sitting in the Pokemon Center crying as Gary and Brock tried to console her. The others were surrounding her. She had failed to qualify for the next round. She did not hope to win against Red, but the loss was too unbearable. Along with that, the snide comments from Red were beyond tolerable. The group knew exactly what was bothering her. They knew Red was going to win without losing a single Pokemon, even though they had hoped Misty to win at least one round. However, it was not this fact that was bothering them all. Red and Yellow were well known for their love towards Pokemon, respect for opponents, and they helped young trainers to improve. It was evident from the tournament even. Nevertheless, due to some reason, their group had been on the receiving end of their verbal bullying, on and off the field. They had discussed this fact the previous day and had decided to confront the champion couple. They deserved to be treated with respect. After all, their group had so many prominent trainers. During their battles, Red and Yellow had not missed a single opportunity to demean members of their group, i.e. Trip, May, Misty, and even Max, whereas, in their other battles, they were very friendly with their opponents. Today, Misty broke down after receiving such harsh comments from Red. The members of the group were furious and had decided to have a talk with the couple. They were waiting at the Pokemon Center for Red, Yellow to arrive and Misty's Pokemon to heal. After some time, the couple entered the Pokemon Center holding hands and laughing about something. As soon as they entered, Yellow saw the traitors glaring at the couple. She warned Red to be careful through their aura. They reached the counter and Red gave his Pokemon to Nurse Joy to heal them. Thank you, Nurse Joy, it is my pleasure, Red. Nurse Joy replied smiling. The couple wished that the traitors did not provoke them to do anything. They already had trouble seeing and tolerating them every day, but the look in their eyes said it was not going to happen. They were starting to walk away when they heard a familiar voice call them with anger and hatred. Stop right there, Red, Gary screamed at him. Brock put a hand on his shoulder and asked him to sit near Misty. What is it? Red asked, trying to control his emotions as much as possible. We would like to have a little talk with you both. Maybe we could move somewhere private. Brock replied sternly, trying not to create a scene in public. You want to talk to me? Spill it here. I am not going anywhere, alright, we want to know. Brock was saying when Drew cut him off. What is your problem with us? He was still angry that Yellow had offended his girlfriend. I don't understand what you are talking about, Red replied, trying to pretend he did not understand. You perfectly understand what we are talking about. What the hell do you think you and your wife are doing, belittling us all the time? You think you are the best ever, don't you? Trip howled at him this time while the others growled at him. The insults in the match against Red were still fresh in his mind. The answer to your first question is you people deserve more than what we say to you, and to your second question, I don't think I am the best, just better than you lot. Red shrugged off, I don't remember any of us causing you problems, you bastard and bitch. Max barked at him. This angered Red and Yellow. Before Yellow could do anything, Red's aura was starting to flow as he lifted Max from the ground. Listen to me, boy. Do not confuse yourself with me. Insult me or my wife again and you would be having food through a pipe. Red's eyes had now become blue due to his aura. Put him down now. May said, panicking as Red put him down. Put a leash on your cat then, Yellow replied, this time trying to control her rage. Now answer us why you hate us so much when you were good to everyone else. You have no right to demean us. Brock told him firmly, and you have no right to meddle with anyone's life and print false stories about it. Red got back at him. What are you talking about, you arrogant snob? Tracy shouted, I dare you to call him that once more. Suddenly, Yellow was in front of her ready to punch her in the face when Red stopped her. He knew Yellow could get vicious when she got angry. Yellow, calm down. He pulled his wife toward him, looked at the group, and continued, probably your memory deceives you. Let me remind you. Remember Ashketchum? After more than 6 years, the traders finally heard the name, which they never wanted to come across. The new friends of the couple, the former champions along with Clement and Bonnie, organizer Scott and Mr. Goodshow had joined the crowd around them. It had increased as the people were listening to the heated conversation between the champion couple and the well-known group of trainers who were known for their friendship. How ironic. Isn't it? Ashketchum has been dead for a long time now along with his so-called girlfriend Serena, and he had no relatives or friends. Why do you even care? Paul said coldly, keeping his expressionless face intact, because we know everything about Ash and Serena, including the fact that they are still alive. As a matter of fact, they are in this very tournament. Serena snickered as she said. The traders were shocked to hear this. What do you mean? Iris asked, too stunned to speak properly. Well, I think it's time we disclosed it, my dear husband, Yellow told Red, smiling at the group. I think so too, my dear wife, even though we had planned to reveal ourselves at the end of the tournament. Well, we already have an audience. I am sure the public deserves to know the truth too. Red said calmly. They both were in control of their emotions now. Amazing. The power of aura, agreed, Yellow replied. What truth? Who are you guys? Scylla asked, shuddering. Yellow began to tell their story. The murmuring crowd became silent at her voice. People, let us tell you a story. A true story. Some of you, the older trainers especially, would have heard the name Ashketchum. The 16-year-old boy, a promising trainer, savior of his friends for more times than you can count, who ran from his home with his girlfriend Serena after Team Rocket murdered his mother. You must have read or heard how his friends tried to search for him for a long time but failed. Later, his friends declared that both of them died during their journey in a landslide. Many people nodded their heads. Well, that is the fabricated version of a much more complex true story. Red took over from Yellow as he continued their tale. Now looking at the traders, after Team Rocket murdered Ash's mother, it took him a long time to overcome the shock. With the help of his then best friend Serena and his Pokemon, he was able to recover properly. Then, as usual, he decided to go on a journey because he wanted to chase his dream of becoming Pokemon Master and knew his mother would not have approved of him just sitting at home and crying. Serena, his Pokemon, and Professor Oak supported his idea. However, his so-called friends did not allow him to travel, citing the reason that he had not won a single tournament till then. They accused him of the trouble caused to them due to the activities of various criminal organizations, even though he had saved their lives numerous times, saying they would not have needed the protection had he not been there to attract those criminals. Does it ring any bells, Max? They labeled him as a pathetic trainer, forced him to stay in Pallet Town, and give up his dreams. Those, whom he considered his family and closest friends, betrayed him. Nonetheless, Professor Oak, who was like a grandfather to him, helped him and Serena flee along with all their Pokemon. Even though they managed to escape, they still needed resources and financial aid to survive. Hence, he contacted one of his most trusted friends, Scott, and told them their problem. Scott, along with Mr. Goodshow, gave them a new identity and helped them vanish. They both trained on an island with no one but each other and their Pokemon to support them. They trained to be physically and mentally stronger than anyone else was. They trained themselves to control and use the power of aura to communicate, learn, and heal their Pokemon. They successfully trained their Pokemon to resist the attacks they were weak against and strengthen their offensive as well as defensive attacks, which made them almost undefeated. After almost 2 years of constant training, they decided to return with their new identities. Ash entered the Pokemon League while Serena did Pokemon contests and showcases. They traveled through Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos and won every match, every tournament. They took down all the criminal organizations one by one during their journey. Eventually, they got married, a ceremony witnessed by his closest friends, Professor Oak, Scott, Mr. Goodshow, Clement, Bonnie, and Grace, Serena's mother. In the end, Ash became the champion of all 6 regions and Serena was the top coordinator of 5 regions, and the Kalos Queen, Red and Yellow, dropped their aura and uncovered their hood to reveal their faces in public for the first time since they took their new identities. The crowd was shocked. It contained some old faces like Richie, Harrison, Tyson, Zoe, Barry, Bianca, Stefan, Miet, Sawyer, Tierno, Trevor, Shauna, Tobias, and others. The new friends of the couple were smiling at the confrontation. To say the traitors were stunned would be the understatement of the century. They were on the verge of fainting with their jaws dropped and unable to speak. Yes, presenting before you Ash. Ash said as Serena finished. And Serena Ketchum. Very much alive. Red is Ash. Yellow is Serena. Oh my god, Ash is back. This is the group known for friendship. I want to puke. He looks so cool. Serena is so beautiful. Traitors. You will go to hell. Ash is alive. Who needs enemies when you have such friends? Why didn't they reveal themselves sooner? The crowd started murmuring and talking again. That is impossible. Misty spoke for the first time after her battle. No, it isn't. The kid who trusted you guys all along the way, whom you believed to be useless, now stands before you as one of the strongest trainers in the world. Serena said coolly, you have no idea how much I want to crush you guys, but I will destroy you in the very field you thought I was useless in. Pokemon Battle. Ash's anger was starting to build up again, Alan said with a mocking voice trying to sound tough. It can't be. Ash was a weakling. He died during his journey along with his horrible girlfriend. This sent Ash over the edge. No one insulted Serena and got away with it. He waved his hand and threw Alan, breaking the nearby flower pot. He was starting to walk toward him when Serena stopped him. She did not want Ash to do something regrettable that could throw him out of the tournament. Ash, don't. She said with a calm yet stern voice. She had this power over Ash. Power to calm him down immediately, and it worked the other way around too. You must thank Serena that you are alive. If I hear you or anyone else call her that again, I will burn the heart out of you. Consider it the final warning. Also, pray that none of you guys face us in the upcoming rounds. He then turned to his wife and said, let's go, you can never be this strong. You must have cheated all along. Iris shouted at the couple. She could not believe how a kid like Ash could be this powerful. Whatever helps you sleep at night, sweetheart. Serena snickered as they walked out of the Pokemon Center to see their Pokemon. The crowd dispersed slowly, leaving the group of traitors dumbfounded in the middle as Trip and Paul helped Alan get up. The new friends of the couple looked at each other smiling as they went to their respective rooms. They had a lot to discuss in their meeting the next day and have fun as well. After all, it was a break day. Ash and Serena's suite, what a day. Ash sighed, returning to their room after attending their Pokemon. I know. Serena agreed, though it did not go as planned. I am glad our secret is out now. I wanted to be a Pokemon master as Ash, not Red, if I win this. What do you think? Did we do the right thing? He asked. I don't know if it is right or wrong, but I am happy that we don't have to play the double role anymore. By the way, Mom called in the evening and said that she wanted to talk to you. She replied, oh. It is already late tonight. I will talk to her tomorrow in the morning before meeting our friends. Also, I have told Scott to update all the records and achievements of Red and Yellow to Ash and Serena Ketchum. Well, let's get some sleep, said Serena as the couple went to sleep. Finally, the day ended well. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you want more, like this video, hit that notification bell, and maybe even give a comment on your thoughts on the video. I promise that I will try to make my first ever hour-long video by the time the next video comes out. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.